Let's start with Gary Smits.
Hey, Coach, how you doing today?
Good, Gary. How you doing?
Pretty good. Coach, what's your expectations this year from Chris Connolly as the old guy in the wide receiver room? What do you want to see him on the field and then off?
Chris has been the elder statesman in my room. I expect him to lead the younger guys, show them how to be pros, but continue to be Chris. I mean, I think Chris had his best year of his career last year, and I want him to continue to grow on that year. And I think coming out to practice, showing guys how a professional does it, it's really big for the young guys. I mean, and I tell the two young guys to take a peek at him, watch how he practices. He doesn't take anything for granted, and he understands. I mean, it's a competition here, and everybody in that room understands the competition. So I expect him to step up and be a guy that's going to help us next year, help us this year.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks, Smetter. Let's go to John Shipley and then John Osher.
Hey, Coach. I know you worked with the Gruden family a little bit when you played in Tampa in 2002, 2003. How's it been working with Jay so far just this year, early in training camp?
Oh, it's been great. I mean, I kind of know this offense pretty well. I've been to the Pro Bowl in this offense. I understand this offense. I can kind of help my guys get through some of the hard parts of this offense. I think Jay's kind of made it a little bit simpler than John. John had a lot of shifts, motions, and all that. You had to know a whole bunch of formations before you got into the final formations. Jay has made it a little bit simpler, a little bit easier for us outside. It's concept driven, and our guys have picked it up pretty well. I mean, our virtual meetings in the spring were really big for us, and we're fortunate enough that we got some smart guys that are picking offense up.
All right, thanks, Coach.
All right, thanks, John.
Thank you, Shipley. Let's go to Osher and then John Reed.
Sorry about that. Hey, Keenan, what are your thoughts on this group as a whole now that you've been with them a little bit, and what do they need to get done between now and September 13th to be ready?
I like the different body types I have in my room, the different route runners that I have in my room. Everybody's continuing to improve each and every day. It's great to have some big guys that can run routes like little guys. Got some little guys that can get past folks like the big guys just being big. I mean, it's a great room. For us to get to where I want us to be, we got to continue to make plays for this offense every time our numbers dialed up, and be accountable to this offense and accountable to this team, and understand that, sometimes we have to take the burden off of Garner and make short pass, long runs. We need to be able to be dynamic outside.
Thanks, Keenan.
All right, thanks, John.
Thanks, Osh. Let's go over to John Reed.
How you doing, Coach? What has it been like for you to coach with a mask on and evaluate players without a preseason games? And you could come in on Thursday and one of your main guys could go on the list. So that was a lot of challenges. And what has it been like for you to handle all that and advice you might even be giving your receivers?
First off, I double up with a mask, and it's hard for them to hear me, so I gotta speak up, speak clearly. A couple times almost it took my breath a little bit, but I have to deal with it. Thought I was about to pass out one day. I had to take both masks off, but other than that, it's been good. But for the COVID's sake, I'm trying to get everybody ready, because we don't know who could test positive, and it's the next man up mentality for me. I mean, I want to be able to coach guys that are ready to play at any point in this season, because we never know what could happen. I hope, we knock on wood, that we don't get any hits of COVID in my room or on our team. And if we do, the next guy got to step up, and I expect the next guy to play like if it was his job, as he was a number one receiver or number two receiver or number three receiver. I expect him to come in and do that, and he should have that confidence, and I'm gonna have that confidence to give him, and I'm gonna have the confidence in him to come in and play.
One more thing. Do you police your guys a lot about what they do when they're not at practice and make sure they, doing all the protocols?
I do. I mean, I continue to harp on, all right, this is your job. You want to get paid. You want to be able to support your family. You got to do the right things. It's 17 weeks. Well, now it's 21 weeks for a season, and then another 6 for the playoffs. So you got to be able to be disciplined in that time frame and be able to know that it'll pay off for you down in the long run. So I keep harping on that. You got to trust them. You got to let them know you trust them and believe in them that they will do that. And most likely they'll respond to the way you talk to them in meetings.
Thanks, John. Let's go down to Mark Long in Daytona. Still on mute. Try again.
Mark, you're on mute.
I got it. I took my hand down instead of unmuting. Right. A couple off topic, but you were tight with Loxley. You guys overlapped at Maryland. Are you part of his national coalition for Miami football, for minority football coaches? And where does that stand for you? And then also I want to touch base with you on, you took a pretty active role in some of the Black Lives Matter and some of the movements going on. And I just wondering if you've seen the progress that you had wanted to see out of that and where that stands right now for you personally.
Well, it's coming. I say the progress is coming. It's always a fight. We got to continue to make it a movement, not just a moment, like Chris has said in our march. The movement has to keep going. I mean, you got to believe in the things, believe in the people that are in charge that are going to make things right. I mean, and if they're not, you got to call it to their attention. I mean, that goes from outside of football, inside of football, whether it's at the pro level or at the college level. With Coach Loxley, I love what he does. Me and him are really good friends. We have our private conversations. I don't have to be on the board or in the board, but me and him have our conversations about it. He bounces things off me a lot, and I just tell him how I feel, being a former player, being a coach now, and seeing the difference in things in the coaching industry. You just gotta kind of bounce things off guys and just give them a different insight of some things. And we continue to have those type of conversations. I mean, I really respect Coach Loxley for doing that. I knew he would. My 2 years with him were good. We would go out to dinner a lot, and we talk about all the issues before all this came down. So it's just our normal conversation.
Thanks, Mark. Let's go to D-Rock.
Keenan, how hard do you think it'll be to be as, I guess, strict with the protocols for COVID that are set in place in terms of people following them and not relapsing into getting too close and maybe not following as strict a directions as there have been? It just seems like it's human nature to be really up on that early, and then it just sort of slacks off. Do you kind of see that?
No, I think our ops team here has done a great job of telling us how the distancing should be. We have our GPSs on, and it kind of pings if we're getting too close. They kind of give us some guidance of what we need to do, and we do it. I mean, I give our ops team kudos for what they've been doing. Cassie's been doing a big thing for us with the COVID-19 virus. Everybody around here has taken it seriously and will continue to take it seriously. I just hope our guys, when they're outside of the building, continue to take it seriously as much as we stress it here. I think it'll carry over to outside the building.
Is it just weird to think that everything that gets touched at practice, including the footballs, has to be sanitized after every single practice?
It does. I mean, it kind of goes back to when you see a quarterback throw a football or lick his fingers before he throws the football. he can't do that now because he could get COVID from somewhere. I mean, so you kind of got to it's the new norm, you know. You got to dip your hand in some water, wipe your forehead for some sweat, something to moisturize your fingers and stuff like that. So it's a little bit different. You understand, you know, when you come off the field, you got to wash your hands, don't touch your face and all that. So don't rub your eyes. You know, it's hard in Florida not to rub your eyes because of all the sweat. So you got to go get the towels and stuff like that. But, you know, our training staff has done a great job with informing us and all that. So, you know, we got to continue to believe in those guys and know that and trust in them and know that they got our best interests at heart.
Thank you.
Thanks, D-Rock. We got time for a couple more. Let's go to Mike Giardi and then Jordan.
Keenan, thanks for doing this. I'm just curious. You've been around a lot of different receivers, a lot of different skill sets. What you're seeing from Laviska thus far?
I see a lot of power, strong runner after the catch. You know, he reminds me a little bit of Anquan Bolden after the catch, the way he gets in and out of his breaks, where he breaks tackles on film. I saw that. Now being up close with him, he has that power of a Andre Johnson. You know, I hold Andre in high regards. That's my guy. We're good friends, but I've also seen him work every day. See the power that he has. He kind of reminds me a little bit of Andre. He has that type of power. You know, I don't want to put those shoes out there for him because those are some huge shoes to fill. But you know, he has that type of body type. I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing this kid play. You know, I've recruited him when I was at Maryland. I know who he is. I know where he comes from. I know what type of football player he is. It means a lot to him. You know, he's kind of quiet, but you know, it means a lot to him, and I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mike. Let's go to Jordan.
Hey, Keenan, thanks for doing this. Wanted to ask you, what are your expectations for DJ Chark in 2020, and where do you think he can take a step forward?
You know, I got big expectations for DJ. You know, I don't want to overload him too much with what I want from him. I'm gonna ease it to him because you start to throw too much on him and he gets to thinking. I want my guys to be able to play fast, have fun. You know, I want him to go out and have fun. That's what I want him to do, is go out and have fun and take a leadership role, just a little bit more, you know, demand more from the people around him. I mean, okay, you play receiver, but you can demand more from every position in that huddle. I mean, if you're playing at a high level, demand it from everybody else, and just be a spirit that brings good vibes to the huddle, good vibes to this team. You know, everybody's seen you go to the Pro Bowl, you this, you that. Now, don't rest on your laurels and say, well, okay, I've been there. You guys haven't been there. No, I want all of us to go there. Let's get there. You know, let's take this thing to not just the Pro Bowl. Let's take this thing to the Super Bowl.
All right. Thanks, Keenan.
Thank you, guys. Keenan, appreciate the time. We'll see everybody out at practice shortly. Thank you.